Hello, I am getting ready to make ginger and lemon tea. Feeling slightly under the weather today, and felt like I need to make this. So I'm going to show you what I have on the counter, what I'm working with, and what I'm doing. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit about how I do it. Alrighty? Alright, so here we go. I have been working on filtering water so that I can have enough to make a big pot of tea. I have just under 4 quarts. I could go more, but I'm going to just stick with 4 quarts. That's about enough. These are almost half full for this entire pot. So I have options here. I could go ahead and buy a tea like this. And you've got the non-GMO certified label here, and I could simply drink the tea. And if you are not into working with herbs by hand or homemade, this is the way to go. Alright, and then we have this. If you are not into working with your herbs or whatever, you can simply have your jar of ginger. This thing is a little beat up and whatever, but you could just simply take some ginger powder out of that and put a teaspoon or so into a couple quarts of water, and that would work just fine. So I put that back away. Don't need that. Here is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and use the whole thing for the tea. Now, this is looking a little bit more shriveled up and dried up. I want to use this before it goes bad, because I don't want it wasted, and I want to get the medicine out of this. Now, some people might throw something out like this, but think about it. Your ginger powder is just dehydrated ginger. I cut it up in small pieces so that the water can penetrate all bits of this. You will be able to extract plenty of medicine out of that. Generally, you see everybody always talking about using these perfect, plump, thick ones, and yes, you should, but if you've got an older one, it's still good. It might be slightly less potent, but you can still do it because you have to dehydrate ginger in order to make ginger powder. So don't feel afraid of using these. If you had some, blue mold on here, white mold or whatever going on it, yeah, toss it, but it's still in great condition. It just needs to be cut up and used up. So that's what I'm going to do. Alright, so I have it all cut up, and so take note, the edges of the ginger, the outer edges, are more wet than the rest. And then you can see this is looking more dehydrated. Alright, so probably this entire amount is going to be as potent as this little piece here. So don't be afraid to use up your pieces that are looking a little shriveled. It's still good. It's just to be eaten, right? Okay. So I'm saving this for another project, or for, maybe a ginger bug down the road here in a few days, or maybe in a week from now. I might go ahead and use up this for that. Put that there. And now we've got a lemon. Now I could just go and do half a lemon, I suppose, or I can just throw the whole thing in. I'm making a big pot of tea here, so I think that I'm just gonna do the whole lemon for the whole thing and call it good. So we just bought the one lemon from the store. We didn't buy a big bag, so this just works. And I can go and have a different project or a different drink made with that particular piece of ginger, okay? So when it comes to these, you've got the seeds inside, and if you want to save your seeds for trying to grow little lemon trees, you can also do that. I like to do that. So instead of having to buy, plants from the store, sometimes I would have these little lemon plants. And so maybe down the road, I could possibly have some bigger lemon trees, but I live in Maine, so it doesn't do so great outside. So it's just like, it's possibilities and things that you could do and try. All right. So for the sake of preserving the seeds, I always cut it all the way around, but not through the middle. So that way you don't break any of the seeds. And then you can just pull it apart. And then you can see we've got seeds inside that we can save. Not seeing too many here. There's one right there. All right. Set that aside. And yeah, I've always saved my lemon seeds. It might seem silly, but it's so much out there where there's no seeds in your fruit. And if you ever want to grow it and have it available for growing, save your seeds. Alrighty? It's a great way to be self-sufficient and have what you need on hand. It's the way I look at it. So I just squeeze it in. And then once it's done dripping, I go and drop it in. Open it up and drop it in. If you see seeds squirting out, you can try to stop them from going in. You have to scoop out the ones that you miss, and then you can throw the whole thing in. Now, this might be too watered down for some people's preferences. I'm not really a huge lemon fan by itself. And for ginger, I don't just love ginger either. It's really spicy. And I'm not talking about hot spicy. It just has a strong spicy flavor. And so, if I'm going to drink ginger, I'm going to make it so it's watered down and not really intense. All right, I have clean hands, but I'm just trying to rinse off the juice from my hand. And then I've got all of my ginger, and we're going to toss that in. I can see here that I've got another seed that I forgot, and then I think that I have a seed down in the bottom. I'm not sure if I can get it. It's not easy sometimes. Yeah, I got it. All right, so then I'm going to take the whole thing and stick it on the pot and just let it simmer. So this might seem like a lot of water for ginger, but because of my preferences, I am not liking it being too strong. This is how I prefer to do it. I make a big pot with, either a couple teaspoons of ginger, and I have it really watered down. So if I make it really concentrated, I end up watering it down anyway. So why not just make it with more water, right? And then when I drink it, if it's still too spicy, I just keep adding more water until it's at a flavor that I find pleasant. So, and of course I can add honey and everything. So, yeah. One of the things that you can do, you don't have to have it sweet honey. You can put honey that has been fermenting with ginger garlic. I've got garlic in here that's been sitting here for a few months, since about October or so, and I have that on my counter to remind me to take it and use it. And I can also put some of that honey from here into the drink. It's not going to be sweet. It'll be more of a garlicky ginger lemon honey flavor. It's almost more of a soupy but sweet flavor. It's not like supposed to be fun and pleasant and happy. It's if you feel sick, you need to get it in your system, right? So it's all medicine. It's all good for you. You need to get it in your body to help fight colds and flus and things like this. So that's what I do. I have not been doing it much with the garlic, but because I remember that I have it, I'm going to be using it, obviously. So that would be an extra kick for the tea that I'm making now. All right, so my kitchen is a dark kitchen, so it's not exactly easy to see, but if you can see here, I've got the water here, the tea and the herbs all brewing. Starting it on high to get it boiling, and I will turn it down to medium when it gets to boiling. Now, you probably noticed that I did not shave or peel the ginger. Yes, you totally can do that. I don't bother or waste my time with it. I really don't care for the whole aspects of trying to peel the skin off this and possibly shave off the tips of my fingers or whatever. It's faster and quicker to just slice it and put it in the pot. Yeah, that's why I do it that way. So, in case you were wondering or whatever, it's just a different way of doing it. A lot of times, if it's faster for me and easier, I will totally skip over the approved and socially acceptable way of doing things. It's just not my thing. I just don't bother with it. So once this gets to boiling, I'm turning it down to medium, and we will be getting that brewing. You will find that as your garlic ferments in the honey, it's less strong. It's not like steam coming out your ears, super, super spicy. It's not like eye-wateringly garlicky. It's just like honey and garlic. And think of it as like Asian food dishes, right? Like a honey garlic chicken type flavor. It's just like that. It's so good. One of the best parts about making tea, like in a pot like this, is you can make it into a big pot of soup if you prefer. So you would already have your ginger in it, and if you wanted something with a lemon flavor, absolutely, you can use your tea just like soup. And if you look at your food as a source of medicine, then you will know that tea is like a type of a soup, or soup is like tea. Um, you're brewing the herbs, and in this case, we have the fruit lemon involved, and that is an herbal tea that is a part of your soup or your food, right? So it's really neat to stop and think about like how our food is really our medicine. right, so my ginger tea is finished. I have been drinking it for the past 2 or 3 days, and it's been helping me feel so much better. I was having a lot of congestion in my throat, and it's almost completely cleared up. And I have quite a bit left to drink, so I've got to finish that up. And I'm very glad I made it because it always seems to kick a cold. So, anyways, if you ever want to try out making some ginger tea with lemon, go ahead and try what I showed you how to do. I'm hoping that if you are not feeling well and you want to take this, that you'll be improving quite quickly like I did. All right, thank you. Have a great day.